Come back to it after this map.
Yoru coming in, double duelist here for the side of DRX. As Freeing is going to be on the toe, and second is already tearing them to pieces. Had a bit of a rocky start there, did his second on the previous map. This time he is off to the races very quickly, as Mako similarly will get taken down. And this pistol is an absolute Greek tragedy for DRX thus far.
Zekin says, you don't want to run double sentinels, there's no problem for me. I'm going to slide on in, absolutely out-frag you every day of the week. And now DRX down to just the last two as Flicker shows up on his third roll of the tournament so far. And he's not going to have too much to say in this particular round. Bane
Big
taken down by John
double entry
QT.
by
It's been
Zekin.
Viper, it's been Sova, and now
Another three-piece by
Yoru
John.
for Flicker. We'll see
Don't
if he
let
can
it
deliver,
go
because previously
unnoted.
we saw DRX on this map versus
And that's why is Terry actually
BBL
chill
Human.
today.
Still
What am I on
played
other days?
Quite well. That was a 12-14. Went to OT. BBL got those 2 OT rounds and cleaned things up, but a close enough map that would give you the confidence to say, hey, DRX can certainly play here, but they are using a different comp to what they showed yesterday.
Yeah,
I was tired yesterday.
Different, and
I feel better today.
You just have to scratch your head and wonder, okay, how much practice do they really have on this when you're making a quick pivot like that? Oftentimes, there's no real in-between. It either works.
Maybe because I'm trying to be quiet. I don't know.
It absolutely
I am trying to be
crumbles.
quiet.
Either way, a bit of a
It's
slower
late as
pace
fuck,
now.
bro.
Double creep up here at main. Mako Freeing. Look at the try to overwhelm. Hyunmin out from alley.
Wait, this is not fucking narrate? Or Zekin?
Swap to the classic though,
I'm
and
so
Zekin
confused for a
catches him.
second.
Timing there
Audio's low.
as there was util in hand. Dodge the relay bolt, and so far it's just the one kill. And as Flicker does arrive, he's going to be tucked into the corner.
There.
Swing around the back from Bane, but they are reading this beautifully and absolutely tearing them to bits.
Yep. Once more, Zekin.
Cams are fucked again,
Early on for a decent amount here, and if he gets another kill, didn't quite find it, but doesn't matter. He's 2 away from overdrive now. Just to show how much early presence he's had so far. Human at least had a response coming through from Elbow. The 3-man trap with no weaponry, only classics available. You can only do so much. Human at least having that sheriff.
Do I have a diet I stick to?
Voiced his concern into that round a little bit.
Dude, I think having a diet is hard. I think it has to be your lifestyle.
But
I just try to eat healthy, and then sometimes I indulge.
Round Sentinels are looking
Sometimes I
clean, though,
indulge.
They are looking clean in
Okay, bonus.
opening of Lotus, carrying that through strong as DRX, still changing things, still flipping things around. Same setup now though, over on towards A.
Nice entry, bro.
And it's just falling
nice.
apart so very quickly. No real recourse here.
Nice.
Flicker does readjust the final
That's
1
big.
second,
We
gonna be
just sent
taken
it on their
down, but
asses.
the damage is dealt, and looks like DRX, they're still rotating into position, but
I wish I knew what util they were using.
Looks
good though.
We've replayed the same
Breach
3
Fade
rounds.
is so nice, right, chat? Breach Fade is so
almost
fucking
been the
nice.
exact same situation.
I'm watching
Yeah, I think the problem with a diet is that a diet is temporary, right?
Both of these teams, and for
I think if you want to make
what they're
real
looking for
change, you have to
DRX is a
like
complete nightmare at the moment. It's constantly
change
Bane
how
and
you look
Marco
at food
having to come in late,
entirely.
and you're calling the save. I think that might
Because a
end up
diet
being the
is
case.
like,
Although Bane is
you're gonna do a diet and then you're gonna go back to normal.
Forward. Does manage to find one, but Zelsis
Nice, Celsius. 3v1.
swings in and finds that punish. So Mako alone.
Should save, yeah.
Yeah, surely he'll be out of here.
Clutch God of old has to just back away. No real opportunity to try to make a go of this.
Was it true that you have to carry Nico home after the Boston Major after party? That's a crazy thing to bring up.
Say of old, maybe A just catching up to him.
random.
And
But
he'll
yeah, we did.
accept that Father Time
That
says
motherfucker
the
was fucked up.
1v3 statistically unlikely for him. And what a
He's
start
faded
from
than a hoe.
Sentinels. Didn't mind the double Sentinel look from DRX in yesterday's game versus BBL to have them now. Really, well actually that was on the first date to have them
Better,
really
I think on the B
change
stream
things
you
up.
might be right.
And for this to not have really any legs so far for DRX is quite concerning. And look how heavily they're going to stack over towards A. Condition 3 rounds in a row. And this is
My
time for
friends with
Sentinels
XQC?
to change things up themselves.
We know each other, but we don't really talk like that. All
Hero
right,
rifle and Hillman.
this is
And just passed over from Mako, saying, okay. take this,
anti
Try to use it to the best
eco
of your
for
ability.
DRX. Saved weapon.
See if he's going to be able to do so. Crunch attempt.
4A.
As Bang quickly going to reposition back over towards Tiles. Gives up the space over at A main. Given util dump and footsteps heard. Sen are very well aware that this is a heavy stack on that A side of the map.
Crouch it? That's a high trick,
Crunch.
right?
Possible here as well. Mid looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, it would have been bad if you
from
did.
DRX. Spike uncommitted.
Also on eco, you shouldn't take that risk, to be fair.
Testing the waters here is Sentinels. Their first slow round so far.
Nice shot.
Time to heat up. Zekin onto Flicker.
Just immediately
they know the
finding
cam's
kill.
on the left.
No chance to do anything there with that Stinger. Bane now going to be out into the open as the cage is to go ahead,
Oh,
pops
he's aware.
another to obfuscate. Then it's going to be out into the open.
Nice.
And it's just a firing squad here. Available 2 Sentinels. Here they both in the
Wow.
corner. Yedman with that
Good
hero
trade.
rifle, that handover from Mako. Does manage to find 2.
He's alone with Spike.
It's a bit of damage, but they're still so
Good info.
fully
He knows one guy
outgunned.
crossed.
Sees a play there.
Bang.
Very well aware of it, but Bang now looking
We
for
got
the
both.
1-2 punch and drags
Nice.
across to find the headshot.
job.
We'll be able to do so. 4-0 start for
Good
Sentinels.
job.
And even with the kills coming through, it's
Good
some
start.
charge, but nothing more. Sen have plenty of cash.
And DRX, they really wanted to shut down A as well. You can see his opening play, just paranoid
Can I drink
down.
only water? Oh my god, I haven't been drinking water.
3, might have even been 4 members starting on A. Will be
Usually, yeah.
at least minimum another 3-man setup.
Gotta go.
Well, Sentinels rather just start shifting around the map a little bit more, slow things down. Opening kill from Zekin once more.
I don't think so, Natural.
I'm out of here.
Overwhelming towards B.
Ain't gonna lie, the screams in the background are
Looking
ruining
like
this
maybe
shit.
early movements
It's
on
kinda
both
whack,
sides.
yeah.
Paranoia should be ready to go for Marco again. He's setting up for it.
Here we go, fast A.
Kemen just fully blinded up now. Dead
Nice.
Zekin.
Paranoia so late.
Just sending up the overdrive. Ready to storm forward, take some space.
As well.
Free
Good trade,
holding
bro.
back, fighting for 1, but
Omen's in the
again,
smoke.
the trades are there.
Do we dog this?
Sentinels. Everybody just
Or
attached
fatal
to the hit,
sight?
playing
Fatal sight?
in conjunction with one another so gorgeously.
You'll say that because Bang, or rather Marco, wasn't part of that play outside of throwing smoke and Paranoia. He at least gets to live. But because things have slowed down a
Here
little
we
bit,
go.
Bang has moved back
No.
over towards mid. Marco, good
You got
shot.
both.
Finds one, is on the board.
Nice, Nary.
And will now fall as Narrate takes him down. Pop flash sent
We got
out
it.
the smoke, and it's to their demise.
Good
As the
job.
transfer cannot come through.
I gotta stop spoiling as well.
Closer though,
I
you
keep
start to
saying it when
respect
I
this a
hear
little
it.
bit, but still, 5 in a row for Sentinels now. DRX.
It's hard
time
to not
wake up,
say
get
it,
that
though.
coffee in there. It's past midday now in Riyadh.
We all hear it, I
For
know.
DRX, A has just been a complete washout. Whether
We're
it's been 2
owning this
members,
A
3
fight.
members, or more
We're owning this
on
A
that
fight
side
hard.
of the map.
There.
But just a slowdown from Sentinels, pulling Bane away. And the last 2 members from DRX.
I'm not
all
looking at the
coming
store,
through
I'm just listening.
from the same side of the map, unable to get anything done there.
The question at the moment is, when does it stop? Does it stop? Can Sen just continue?
Someone in chat said, what are the
With this
spoilers? Can anyone
dominance.
tell me?
Spat on the second, identify the
You can hear
outlaw.
the players yelling before the round ends. So you can kind of
DRX
assume who
would have
won.
already had a very strong suspicion about that weapon being in play.
Overdrive round potential for Human. And we weren't
Eco
sure if he was
for
gonna do it before, but
DRX.
he did in the previous map. Prowler instantly spots Marco, forcing him back. Central obviously going to be a bit more cautious given that DRX could be making some plays earlier on, but hasn't been the case. Working top mid now. First up, here we go, Zekin.
Bring it risk.
Might catch a timing on, well, Bang will take it. I'm going to say catch a timing on free end.
Him sending that out. Now the overdrive going to be sent in. Flicker, however, going to be taken down off screen. Overdrive finding one. Looking for a little bit
Nice.
more.
You got
Does get the
2?
headshot there
Wow.
on the John QT. So
We gotta trade this
2v3
market
now.
guy.
Bane holding forward here at market, but he has to do so much work. Point blank.
Wow.
Finds a headshot,
Good
but can do
trade.
nothing more. Second down, Mako with a recovered Phantom.
Good
Has he done
cam.
enough though? I was going to say as well for Bane, can't get towards a weapon. But because Bane at least goes 1-to-1, he called him
Good tag, good tag.
a
Good
clutch
info.
master of old
He has
Marco.
1 smoke.
One
How are we
versus two
playing it?
position revealed is a little bit harsh.
We're a bit split up. Oh, he's
Has
just
to play up
jiggling.
against Horn and sees that Narrate has got
There he has
available,
good
so
util.
good utility.
And Mako's
on board
going
for
slow.
Sentinels.
This is good.
Sees the one, but has no idea about Zeus's position. Is
Let's
he
see
playing
what
off the
Mako
cam? Is he
does.
playing in
Anything
disconnected
crazy?
spots? Sees the door
Smoked
shut,
out ramp.
but it could be backside. Sets up the smoke. Another one bloomed. Sees, finding the grab.
Wow, good sees.
Decay in play. Just look at the spam amount.
I
There's
heard
the
him
haunt,
say nice
there's the
like a while
kill.
ago.
6-0. The pain continues for Sen, or rather for DRX, from the
I think
hands
that
of
was
Sen.
Zelsis.
Center of the deliverers of that pain so far. Absolute dominant in this game. The fact that Narrate
6-0. No
still
pause
had
still?
a decent
DRX?
amount of util towards the end. Obviously, Horn coming back online. Human did his best as so far he's been the one player that's been able to get a little bit of work done, but now the Haunt coming through for the scan just means it's too difficult for Marco to win in
There it
another
is.
kind of ninja defuse situation. Although to be fair, on Lotus he actually got those 2 kills and then still got the defuse and was trying to make that magic work again. But even if he had won that round, we'll say, okay, this is good for DRX, but it was still so shaky to get to that point, to force yourself into a situation where you kind of have to defuse under the most strict conditions.
KC is 7-3 KC.
If
Score
this is the way
update.
they fall out of the tournament, not a good look in terms of no maps won against BBL, no maps won against Sentinels.
Yeah, it's just been brutal for them. And obviously, I mean, the tournament itself, cutthroat in the setup.
Is there going to be a draw for playoff
to
matches?
Pretty much just dive straight into play, into international competition. And at some points, against teams that you have never competed against players that you are not going to be familiar with.
I don't know. How's it going to work?
Playing against them in the
Probably?
lobby.
That being said, though, Sentinels is one of the teams that has the most tape out there. So when you're the DRX side of things, you play them internationally before that history is there.
Sometimes the tape is just not enough. I mean, people tell you, watching Paper X, studying.
You mentioned the debate yesterday about how do they pick who's to swear.
I
mean, IGL is usually in the center, and then after that,
very much can be the same, especially given how rigid they are playing at
I
the
mean,
moment.
There it is.
But, okay, crunch
we got
play.
fucking owned
through the
here.
read off the back of the timeout.
You're gonna want to have
Eight
rotators
flawless fashion. DRX will
play
last
in
themselves
between
on the
players,
board.
and then
As
your
Mako
anchors
picks
probably
up
on
the
the
free kick.
ends,
I think round 3,
because
that's what
they're the
DRX
ones
wanted
that
to do,
are
but Sentinel
like your
slowed things
anchors
down.
slash
They shifted
lurker,
over to
probably
other
on the
parts of the map,
ends.
eventually ended
If you want to
B.
be like strategic
This
about
time,
it,
DRX is saying,
because
okay,
those are
we've
the
lost
guys
so many times
that
on A, they've been
are
so
kind of
aggressive
playing
on
their own
A.
game.
If they do this again, we're going to run
And
the
then
same
you're,
setup, one
you know,
extra member, and catch
like duelist
them
and
all.
initiator and map control people probably in like
Now
the
that
first
Pokédex
3.
is full from round number
I think
7,
that's
DRX.
the way that I see it
Time to
making
see if they can
sense.
string together some rounds to salvage this half, because you know Sentinels with 6 locked in.
But
This is already
yeah, I
going to be
mean,
a
everyone's got their own
dominant side for
approach.
them.
Some teams put a
Can't
duelist
really
in the
imagine
center,
DRX picking up 5 in a row, so but
just so we can
DRX
thrive under the
finishing 4-8 would be pretty damn good at this stage.
energy maybe.
Plenty of space taken for Ultimate to work with here for DRX. Can manage the ult economy well enough. That 5 in a row, it's obviously possible. It's not outside of the realm of possibility, but it will be incredibly difficult as Cam does get spotted and cleared.
Okay, mid control, we're pushing back A.
Quick clear on the Prowler. Mako backing away. His drone does get cleared before Zekin's position gets noted.
I don't think Bang was seen either. He was hiding behind terrain.
Zekin creeping forward. Flash gonna be set.
Full
It's
flash.
full connection.
Wow,
but he
how did he
manages
get
to escape with the
away?
read from down mid.
That's Neon right there.
Cleans up a kill on the flicker. Hunter Sphere now going to be going across Bane, able to find Zekin, looking for another little tag here. Won't be able to find it, but the neural depth is now going to be in place. They're just dumping the ultimates. Instant headshot down here onto Zelsis. The cleanup comes through.
Nice trade.
Being revealed with a double face, and Narrate gets the better of Hyunmin.
Good sees.
See what Bane can do here. Here's the K'd up, sees one player. Does he have enough spam? Does he have the
I'm
flicker
surprised.
which is not going to be there? Freeing.
Oh, wow.
Freeing gets the readjusted
I'm surprised
headshot.
Bane didn't spam.
To
Damn,
clean
that
up the 3
sucks.
remaining
It was a good
players.
swarm by him.
That was looking like it was
Good
going to
swarm
end
by
up being in
him.
a 1v1, but Freeing gets it done.
Yeah,
I
there
think
he
we
is. He
looked fine,
delivers. We
though.
saw these moments on Lotus, but they were too
I think we
late
got
in
away with
rounds.
that, but we
Unwinnable
looked fine.
situations. Yeah, it's a cheeky couple of kills on a 1v5.
We look way
but
better
now
today.
the numbers are workable for DRX. Freeing. He shows up. He finds the kills. And what a way to finish for DRX. That's 2 in a row now, just on to 3, all cut up the same side. But Ultimate's connecting there as well, despite losing one early on in mid. Hunter's Fury getting a couple tags. Neural Theft being in-played as well from Bane. A team effort from DRX.
It's a B-pop. I like the pace
gives
change.
a layup, Freeing to get a 3K to finish it out.
Flicker is going to be a risk here potentially.
Oh my god, imagine
Shot
that
goes
hit.
wide. Zelsa stays alive. Clears out the doors. Nightfall goes across
There's
onto the
4
B
here.
side. Tucked back from Bane. Does lose his audio.
Oh my god.
Nearly loses his life.
Scans.
There's the reveal. Bane able to find one. Bang going to be dead on entry. Zekin needing the reposition. There's the dimensional drift leads the charge.
Scan the gap. Oh,
Some
trip.
shots out. The right second now. Both
Damn.
dead.
They had 4
Zelsa's
here.
last one standing. Finds the enemy side.
I don't hate
but
what we
completely
did.
surrounded. Paranoia goes wide.
Hello?
Headshot into the spray down, finds the kill, looks for a little bit more. Flicker at risk, needs to play back as the neural depth is going to be infested. Zelsis wants to try to make a go of this, but he's tagged down to 51 HP and completely overwhelmed.
The 3 members, as you would, and all 3 dipping in and out of cover. And for Zelsis thinking.
Just through that smoke and market.
Thank you, JDM.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Into the action, round 10. Stinger in the hand of Zelsis, otherwise still going to be a very healthy buy overall. A couple half armors, majority of half armors there on to Sentinels. Still do have a Rolling Thunder to try to play around with.
Drone saw a decent amount in terms of, well, didn't see anyone.
Flicker has
That
an
is a
op.
decent amount of info for DRX. Just going to be flicking.
He made a step. He made a step.
Forward.
We heard it.
Skate Crash
They
is
pinged
super
it.
far away as well, so they're going to end up playing towards. And they retake it.
That fade dog.
Get the gate
That
crash
narrates
off.
fade dog.
And he to the exit, ends up greeting for it.
Freeing.
And then it's going to be
He's
him
feeling
dead
it.
off the rip. Player advantage now. With
Freeing
smoke.
is feeling it.
Cycle
We have breach
forward,
stun.
fault line
Good
connecting.
stun.
Freeing going to be scouted. Some shots flying.
Fuck.
That damage is enough for him to play
No
off of
smoke
while
back
stunned.
call,
Does manage to find
bang.
Zekin, but got to spam. Does manage to find Mako. Picked apart as the Rolling Thunder goes out.
Oh
on
my
the
god,
field.
the
Raid
fade out is so
collecting
good.
Another Hyunmin trying to poke
We
and
won.
prod, trying to get what he can done, but Bang finds
Good job.
3.
Good
Narrate
fucking
gets
job here.
Hyunmin and Sen
Good fucking
break
job here.
the run back. 3 rounds in a row, now severed. Sentinels confirm a lead at the half.
Keep the pressure up, Rolling Thunder in, don't let it go. The Freeing stunned up, drops in a recon, not enough to slow things down. Sentinels run
Sentinel. Wait, what did he say? Sentinels?
losing nobody there.
Sentinels? Sentinels?
And yeah, Flicker rough so far on this map. Greeted that angle a little bit. Flashed out, wanted to scope it again, punished. Not a single kill, couldn't get Crash away. Will try his hand and using the operator again. This time, a little bit more conservative on his angle.
Hasn't been finding that value quite
wow,
just yet.
what an entry. Zach's going crazy with the entries right now. Wait, he missed the fucking fade dog.
Will be taken, but again, it's so far away.
Oh my god, careful.
He goes. It's paranoia set.
Ew, that was not a good play, Mako. I'm sorry.
Working off his own. I mean, Bane couldn't get there in time. Mako just doing his own thing. A little bit flicker, still far away.
I
as
like the
mentioned,
spot that Bangs in. Jiggle from Dice.
It's so late into the half.
Double peek, double peek. Even better.
Not likely, however, 1 versus 4. I think Flicker knows it's done.
What does the constellation final mean? Third place match.
Sentinels.
Bang bang.
They're going to do everything to try to get rid of this weapon, take everything they can out of the hands of DRX. This op widely is their last hope. Overdrive still 3 charges away. There's no money on anyone. Double push now coming through here at Boba. Finds the first.
Gun him down, gun him down. We have max money.
Flank coming through over towards B main. Stun coming in, but have to hit the no scope. Tries to go for the quick scope, but cannot get it done. Nothing retained, nothing saved. Sentinels looking for the 9-3.
Operator wasn't really doing too much with DRX, if I'm completely honest yet. Flicker himself is having a bit of a rough one, not just on this map, but today in general. And now,
talk about the fact that with the op.
Talk about the fact that a 4 and 8 would be a decent finish for DRX, considering how his half has gone. It is still within contention, but at this point, it does sound a bit like code because the Sentinel 9-3 finish is what is expected now.
We've been abusing A hard.
Really to even use here.
Cypher's on A now.
Fringer's going to pick up his stinger. Does at least have the ultimate.
Oh no, they got our alert.
Over towards B main.
Speed up, eh?
You saw two. Able to find that kill. Zels is taken
down.
Gotta
be careful for trips though.
He's gonna be exchanged though, and look at where Bang has ended up. Back B over at Boba.
He's out. Wait, what? On the back?
Spams in, finds Mako. They're
back
now, just strafes forward with the overdrive.
Zekin
cleans up Bane and suddenly
3v2.
A 2v3.
Here comes
oh
Bang.
my god.
Activated late.
Wait, Bang is lurking.
Surely
I didn't
has
notice.
his timing. I mean,
oh
DRX
wow, we won.
This is going to be easy.
Spots of both, and yeah, we'll be able to collect them. 9-3 is found. DRX getting swatted aside at every twist and turn. Sentinels so firmly are in control.
Yeah, a few rounds going well for them. That number 7 crunching on A, a flawless. You start to
9-3.
feel
We look
DRX
so much better
finding
today.
themselves back into this map. Then a couple more rounds ending over towards the B side as well, shutting Sentinels out, and you're thinking, okay, we can make this one competitive. Tactical timeout comes through.
Can we mute the crowd?
Choice words exchanged.
I hate to inform you, it's not the crowd, it's the players.
Back to business as usual. That walkthrough.
It's tech for sure. Just kidding, it's not tech. Just kidding, it's not tech, it's live.
Again, 4 ghosts here in hand for DRX. Same setup.
I have random 2 decks.
For the side of Sentinels. Saw that very.
Someone said stop complaining about the ads, just take it.
The first
W.
pistol, see if that does continue. And second, shoot forward.
Oh, fuck.
Does get revealed, but no counter spam available, so stays alive, stays healthy.
Happy to play very defensively over onto the A side as well. Just John QT there. Camera from Zelsis.
Oh, fuck.
There's a couple of players spotted. John in a bit of trouble here. Has YouTube, but needs to have the pistol
nice
out.
Shot,
and will deliver
bro.
onto Mako.
Mako's just not reading that at all.
I like that he's fighting back
Fault
instead.
line, John QT gonna try his odds to push forward here. Fight against Flicker. Flash, send, turns from it.
Nice.
Profits from
himself.
it.
Nice.
John QT.
John is playing this so well right now. Help me, help me. Where the fuck are you,
Keeps sending out a 2-player advantage. He might be looking for more.
Wow, he lived and got 2. Literally perfect.
Shots flying up.
And he has a flash still. Neon's on the flank. Cinema in the chat.
Spike planted and all DRX need to try to play forward up into the cage here. They go.
Oh,
they just
Bane is
spam the
sad.
angle. Bane loses his life. Not even sure what hit.
I ain't saying
was
shit.
fully blinded up by the paranoia.
Perfect read on Bane.
Then with a check back around the corner, but leaves his teammate all alone. Freeing falls. As will the hopes of DRX. 10 rounds
Big.
now locked in.
Big.
The Sentinels look to run away with this series.
Time to see a force from DRX. I mean, this is really dire straits now.
That was a John
You're
round.
about to put Sentinels up to 11.
Wait, how many
DRX,
pistols have we got this
any more life
series?
in this map at all?
On
Once Sentinels
Lotus?
hit 11, I mean, what kind of pressure you be under to have that level of a gap between yourselves? criminal how long John Cute was able to live there. Just
first half.
flick it. Not finding anything today, Marco.
We got 3.
Caught with hands on
Damn.
util. And
that's more than we got the whole event. This series, we got more pistols than the whole event.
Only Human having something to say in that round.
And not even attempt.
I think we had like 2 before this
here.
series.
Flicker
out of like 8.
Threatens a Singer for a brief little moment, but ultimately.
Or 6.
Leaves it in the shop.
No, out of 8. Because we've played.
We saw triple full armors on Sentinels, and they were ready for the potential
we played
of
6 maps, right?
On the one, Zelsis playing forward. Catches a straight headshot there from Freeing. So a kill going to be found. Spike can now be planted. Getting that in play, but Sentinel still looking to dissuade and try to find a quick retake here. As Aftershock tries to push him out into the open. Narrate going to be coming away with 1. Running out of bullets here is the second, but it might not matter because Narrate.
I'm not gonna lie, these guys look free.
On point today.
We look really good though.
Another multi-kill around here for the Fade.
They're just getting
defuse. Sen 2 rounds away from eliminating DRX here at EWC.
And they got the timing as well. And the Rates found Nightfall super early on, given his level of contribution in terms of kills. We'll talk about this one. DRX not going to force in the previous round means you will more than likely end up delivering 11 to Sen. And with this level of
elimination match, by the way. This will qualify us to playoffs.
Back into relevancy for this map, and
bad news for Flicker, he's on Pie Watch.
Even get a hint of a smell of what Haven might be like.
Am I supporting DRX?
At least they got into sight, but the
yes, I'm supporting DRX on a safe flight back home.
So plentiful.
What the fuck's happening?
The odds for them here.
Right here.
Making anything happen. Looking fairly slim.
What am I hearing right now? Am I fucking tweaking out?
It's just the pucky in hand here from Zekin. To try to drive this forward, get them up to that match point.
We're watching a same game?
Silence here across the map.
DRX. Still yet to really find any openings across any part of the map so far. Here comes the first drone, instantly shut down as well on the A side. As we'll start the lean over towards B, straight into the hands of 3, waiting. Maybe a late crunch coming through from Market as well. A couple traps to get past.
Bucky at the ready. Zekin not falling for the fake out. Fast lane about the fall. Repositions.
Wow.
Catches 1. Will get traded out.
Well done, bro.
Damage dealt. Henman, however,
oh no, we needed to trade that.
Zelsis.
It's okay, it's bonus.
Immediately dispatches them. And gives the 2-player advantage over to the side of the RX.
And a late lurk for Bane as well. Let's see that activation a little bit later on. Could get a bit of a play through Boba.
Big shots there from Narrate. Doesn't confirm the kill, but puts Freeing down the 10 HP. Has the haunt at the ready.
Human on the angles up. Can set himself up with
I don't think that was for Pie. I think he's 3 and 13.
Crossfire will be pretty deadly. Narrate coming through. Sees 1, but we'll pay for it.
Crossfire angle there. Freeing does manage to go ahead and find that kill. And going to be good for 1.
I'm assuming that's just a little
kid. Find some additional damage here, perhaps, but the spike the time is just not quite going to be there.
I'll wait.
And it looks like all of DRX will be able to make their way out towards safety. So we'll scoop up the Phantom, keep himself alive. DRX fighting back.
I got him. Oh wait, there's another guy.
To get up to match point quite just yet.
Taking down John early as well, preventing some of that util from really rescuing Sentinels.
Flicker's 1 off Pie.
And despite losing Marco, well, Bane will still be able to come in and rejoin the rest of the team. So, all right. Round 3.
So fast.
In the books.
I'm fast, fun boy.
That shot just before he gets flashed up as well. Give you a bit of hope that Sentinels are about to make some magic happen over on B.
All right.
But eventually DRX will get to flood in, find the frags required, enter into post plant. Numbers advantage ready to go. Speaking of which, Sen.
That's true.
Money's back in now. And as talked about a couple rounds previous, Nightfall had been earned by Narrate. Could be a good round to bring that through.
It's getting kind of hot in here. I got to turn the AC on.
And quiet to start. Door shut at Market. And Zelsis over in that position, ready to play off of the Cypher util here. Should anybody fall into that line of sight of his cam.
Just another early pusher from Bane over onto mid. This time, though, DRX working their way on the A side. Directly into 2. C's ready to go.
Nice. Good stall util.
Paranoid prepped. DRX. We'll just wait a little bit for this one.
Oh.
Still waiting.
His Omen ult.
Con seeing nothing, just some poking and prodding, but DRX are very much running this clock down. Forward position in mid. Mako.
They're going B.
Gonna look to try to break things open. Close quarter combat.
Good stun as well.
Able to find the first,
Good
gets even more
damage.
damage across Mako as well as Bane. Both tagged up considerably as Flicker.
30 seconds left.
Down to
Nice,
30.
bro.
Zelsis is continuing.
Nice, bro. We look
Out with
fucking
the shots.
amazing,
Bane
man.
has now gone the round. All
We
but
look
over as Free
amazing.
is the last one standing. Spike in hand.
It's
Finds
okay.
one.
We're chilling.
But needs to go
We're
God
chilling. We're
mode.
chilling. We're chilling.
Needs an ace clutch. The time
Wait, did he pie Flicker? He
not
did.
really
10 seconds
there.
left.
Nearly peeks into backside, nearly peeks into two players. Tries to go
Surprise.
for the stick, but now they have arrived.
12-4,
Zen
baby,
will
let's
shut
go.
it down. Ace not allowed. They get
I didn't
themselves
expect
down
DRX
at
to get
point.
owned like
Free
this.
is always a threat, but unfortunately it's another situation
I
like we saw
don't
the
know
Lotus too
DRX
late
well
in the
enough,
round.
but yeah, they
Too
did
much
not
work
look.
to do.
I
No
think
time to
honestly
do it in.
we look
His
so much
aim is
better
sharp
today.
He's able to collect.
I don't know
when
what to say about
required.
DRX. Like
One
it's
of the few
definitely
players showing some
underperformance,
decent amount of
but
consistency.
I think Sentinel
But
showed
my
up.
goodness,
Like they
trying
look
to walk
so
on
much
towards
better
B.
today.
Zelsis second and the rest.
Is it
just
the first
shutting
pie
down
of the
every
event? It might be.
single angle. And a lot of this came down to the fact that just bleeding the timer down early from DRX. Make the
DRX
final
were the
move
favorites
over
going
towards
into this
B.
match?
Flicker goes in on like 30 HP.
That's
Just
crazy.
not expecting too much.
Looking for a quick hit here.
Oh, he might be
Hunter's
dead.
Fury, the tag, the
He is
kill.
dead.
Zelsis going to be taken down. Looking for a little bit more. Nothing else found. Sight
4v5
wide open here for
retake, we have
DRX. They
Fatal.
look to get the plant in play. And Nightfall available. Should they decide to go for the retake? Second has a judge and can quickly close the gap.
Good.
But now Narade
Nice.
is going to fall.
No fade ult.
Quickly traded back, but
Planted.
player advantage still going to be here in the
He
hands of
tens,
DRX.
tens. Show me
Still full
bang.
util though. John QD got a lot to play through here. Zekin as well. Fast lane. Watch for that.
Yeah, stun and wall.
Are they going to
He's
find
tripped, though.
everyone in time though? Human in a good spot.
Clear the trip.
Double flash.
Relay bolt now going to be sent. The push forward. Mako
Nice.
dead behind the box. Second able to find it. John
Nice!
gets the other,
Whoa!
and that's it. Done and dusted.
Oh my
13 to 4.
God.
Sen. Give it the 1, 2,
Fucking
3 count.
beautiful.
They retake. They demolish. And they
Wow.
stay alive.
Good fucking job, man.
Into the top 8, they
We
go.
look
Surgical
so much
precision
better
in
today.
that last round, but also the
So
entirety of that
much
last map.
better.
Only 4 rounds going the way of DRX.
I'm gonna pee fast.
As one of Pacific's hopefuls are eliminated from EWC. Enjoy for North American fans as 2 North American teams will fall, but 2 will continue, particularly one of the hot, heavy favorites in Sentinels, who yesterday looked a little bit shaky, but today, all confidence, all smiles, all mechanics on point, everything working as it should, and for DRX, the complete opposite.
Do love the camaraderie, love the hug there between Zelsis and Bane, who's been known as the Korean Zelsis himself, the hype man of DRX, but unfortunately for DRX, not that much to be hyped about. A good start in the best of 1 phase, but as soon as they got to the longer series, it's been nothing but struggles, nothing but map losses.
Oh, and it was a
It was
Down
still a
on
good
A.
time.
They open the door, they wrap back, deal with those A main players. Billy have just been slow to start. They came back into it.
blood
We're on
going,
break.
and we have halftime where RQ have a lot to talk about.
well, they
Exploring around mid as a death ball.
Take this.
And trying to take angles, and I like this proactivity from Mini Boo, and it's good information, but at what cost? A lot of health now gone.
Don't count him out
Zagetsu
yet,
in
bro.
his calm saying,
I've seen
"I'd win
crazier
this."
shit.
Have to think. I don't even think a 1v5 would be better.
Chat, as a
Genuinely,
Valorant
I'm lost.
spectator, wait, no? I don't know a single. With the old
Attempt
teams,
to
I was
take out
so
that side.
like.
Impressive. Sadik has
Wait,
that
who wants
Hunter's
T1
Fury.
versus Gen? Case?
Qualifier BMEA, the last seed of the European
Wait,
region.
EMEA got 4 out of 4 teams. Who is it? Fnatic? KC?
Starting to dwell on KC.
Not that I know of, no.
Valorantism!
At a long with a quick nicely with a Lucas double kill. Seen this opening execute setups. Kind of going back to some first blood battles, but more importantly, it's just off of the fact that they're not being tested across the map. And finally, we get something for Titan to write home about, a first blood when this eco round that allows an outlaw to be picked up for Luke, but even that's not going to feel like it's win condition. So you got to find more than just that one.
Right there.
Well, at least the aim was tested. Such a great shot from Haodong before Miniboo could even teleport out, but all that map control you're giving the Heretics, they're starting to take advantage of, and Lucas just can't keep up. Neural Theft should be sealing this round for Heretics, and that'll be 8-3.
That's just too easy, honestly speaking. But again, it's just down to the simple fact that it's a, you know, quick purchase round. Pardon you, I said contingency on that undercut. You put time, you don't find, simply put, just kind of as an example point, you see Titan try to play for a quick burst play onto A. 2-2 split from Sewer and Long. Plus, you get the air fry chips and slip. This.
There's some Valorant for at least this round.
I'm here for that.
Last round of the half, by the way, so at least we'll have the halftime. Make sure the fires are out, but Team Irish trying to start some fire over at B, and you just can't win that against Boo. Love to see that Boo was having such a good game, from, of course, the ace to having that opening first blood for Team Heretics.
This Hunter's Fury is in a really weird spot. You're going to have an opportunity here to get back in if your Team Heretics. Haodong backside Gong is good. There's the kill contract being spent forward. And Miniboo just saying, hey, how are you? Abo gets pulled into the kill contract. Spike does not end up getting into play. And it's going to be just down to Lucas. It's a cheeky idea for Tech trying to find something new and fresh. But it does not work. 9-3. Any cursors in chat?
We'll love to hear Heretics just get their side.
You know, situation or shoes on, but duration of one on icebox just due to the fact that Sun Crossfire set up on the way, and actually Team Fire is just spamming through the smoke. That'll work out. Double tap comes in late, and it gets broken. So nice stuff there from Luke.
Who needs two duelists when you just got one really good one? Big double kill for Tech, but Boo still will break in. But now that you got all the attention of Tech, Heretics are going to pivot to one of the many sites here on Haven.
Yeah. Just difficult to know with any sort of confidence where you want to head towards. The spy cam being behind A lobby will have them leaning over for an initial look at A. I say initial, it's going to be a last second look at A. And it looks like Titan are going to play for the retake. So 3v4 situation, not unwinnable here for Heretics. This comes down to, at what point does Lucas get into the top side of Heaven? Can he get a read on where the post plant would be set up at? Can you tally the information? These are not comfortable peaks, but he does have a recon bolt and a shock dart, which could make things very difficult. You hear it again, bow down low. Benji going to be flooded, and that'll work out for another follow-up. Tech looking good, and they will follow things up nicely with a Lucas double kill.
What a flood in from Tech, and Lucas, the shots are looking clean, has not slowed down, has not missed a beat. And Tech, don't call it a comeback yet, but this is gonna help things, especially their chances of trying to claw their way back. And you really iced out Heretics with all the pauses, so the plot armor has been real from the side of Tech. I mean, I remember even a point Abo took a judge to the chest and lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, true.
So.
I will say as well, just kind of who do you want to look out for in terms of this second half for Titan? I'm really keeping my eyes on Abo, who's going to have to juggle a lot, especially if they find themselves as the solo island defender against the double duelist, which gets a pretty guaranteed walk down with things like contingency double tap and Yoru flashes. So Abo is the player for me to watch, who's been so good for Titan, having a bit of a slower start here. Many will be able to find first blood. That's in the backside of B, so that opens up a different route here for Heretics on what is just the solo Sheriff and Classics.
Does bode well for Heretics. Now bringing pistols to C long. It's going to be pinged by the turret. So a lot of talking that you can do with Heretics, and not having any Sova util is not going to help, but flashes from Mini Boo is the only saving grace that they would have. And Abo could have some good timing here. He is smoked off, but we get a good backstab going.
Yeah, this is about delaying the hit on C and then hoping you can get this long rotation from Lucas into play. And Abo actually commits to trying to break the timing of the execute as soon as that nanoswarm is about to expire. Only finds one. That is not enough, especially as Benji uses that as a way to upgrade to a Spectre. So this long play through the backside at C has to find value. And Boo has tucked himself into a corner. Good opening shot from Virus, though. Pulls the attention of Heretics back towards the front side of the site, and that's enough for Howdong to follow up.
Such a good day for T-Virus. I think Abo could have been even more patient. And Woot, last one that remains between everyone of Tech that take care of business quickly in the anti-eco that brings 3 weapons into the bonus, including an Outlaw that has been very strong in the hands of this deadly duelist.
Yeah. And allowing the defuse to go to Luke, gets him 2 off of early knives after the hot start, after the pistol and the follow-up. So Titan do what's required. Find the pistol on the anti-eco. How do you start to structure up winning a bonus where, again, off the defensive side, the ability to purchase on the 2 players that had previously dropped is minimal. In fact, it looks like it's just going to be a Sheriff that's being purchased for now, as Abo, of course, has to invest into their utility to stay a little bit more potent and a little bit more stalwart onto whatever site they decide to play on. And Tech are going to see if they can find some sort of an opening pick here with a quick flash play over to a long. Works! That's beautiful for Luke.
He just does it again. And this is the version of T-Virus Luke that I wish we saw yesterday. Now it puts you in an elimination match, but one last chance, and Tech are in full swing and full motion, because a lot of the first bloods, I feel like in the first half, went Heretics' way, and we'll see. We'll break down the stats later on, of course, but Tech are willing to swing into existence if they can, and Heretics just can't withstand.
Unbelievable resiliency here from Titan, and again, it starts with that double tap over towards A. You get that first blood, it allows you to stack up somewhere else, and that place is here at Garage with an SMG, a little bit of team fighter coming through off the connector. You now have a 5v3, and honestly, the options here for Heretics are limited to largely either a rogue play from Boo or trying to force something into B where you don't really have good clearance utility. And as I start to break it down, Boo does drop, and the door has largely shut here on Heretics. Huge opportunity here for the bonus to come through and Titan to bring this game back to tight.
Right here.
Saving the 2 rifles is
30
going to be good
left
for Heretics, but this will be 3 rounds in a row for Tech, and the eco that gets ever so larger. Knives going into the next, and buy-ups coming up too. Great second half for Tech, and Heretics got to bring back that energy.
10 seconds left.
So now all of a sudden, you know, for Titan Esports, you're looking at, obviously, the perfect start defensively. But can you start to establish pattern and trend changing that makes Heretics uneasy with this double duelist, where you have to essentially hard execute the first time you try to execute? Dump tons of utility. Overwhelm the corners that Luke is trying to play with these opening first bloods if he continues to try to get things like a sniper rifle into play. It won't happen here with the purchase of, you know, a rifle. But if you were to go to an operator later on, like, it's just going to have to be Heretics. It feels like this upcoming round needs to establish their own tempo, and it needs to establish that the burst of this composition is something that Titan need to put a response to as they're in full purchase.
The streak could continue for Tech with a mixed buy situation, 2 pistols out of Heretics, and using the ISO wall to just lead in, follow up with Boo, who's going to have to hold it down, and he clutches and holds it solo, and now Heretics can stack onto the site, and Coco is being proactive.
Wow.
He gets his one. And Heretics with a clean round despite not having everyone with rifles.
Yeah, initially the spam that comes through the choke point at C from Titan looked like it was going to be enough to kind of stop the play as the double tap. I don't know if it still stayed integral on that next kind of play, but Woot didn't look all that comfortable coming on the site. But the thing about it is you had everyone else, in particular Boo, who teleports to the top side of the box, kind of making up for not having that jet. You play with the elevation, and Boo just finesses the dark cover to keep himself safe, the paranoid to help his teammates get back on the secondary engagement on the site, and then you follow up to put pressure onto Coco, who's the last contestant of the back part of the on the spike site. So good stuff there for Heretics. That puts them well within control again, but against that, coming off the bonus win, has Titan still in a position to purchase, and in particular, the operator is in play, looking to make a play in the sewer.
Dimensional Drift. Almost available for Mini Boo. Lucas has an Odin and hoping to maybe just spam through, setting up T-Virus, but now has lost control of short. That's going to be the power of the double duelist from Heretics.
Yeah, and I think the other side of this is, you know, the operator being pulled back is not the end of the world for Titan, but it does force them to have to keep a second member here a little while longer as they're trying to feel things out, and the Aldrone will try to get a look on a kind of a passive starting point towards A long. I don't believe it sees anything. And yeah, this is what Heretics want. They want to keep Tech uneasy on A. And then try to, again, utilize this burst. But Abo through the door gets one. Not enough to stay alive to keep the defense in the advantage, but not a bad 1-for-1, all things told.
Didn't even see each other, and he just sensed it. Violence delivered and exchanged, and Heretics still move on towards A. But it will be T-Virus Lucas watching short with the op. Not a way to dash out, but angles being held with Lucas with the Odin at the front with no real way to escape. Because the flashes from Coco will be on their way. It's all timing as Heretics got good pings off the recon and fire at T-Virus. This still get a knife in, a double kill with the Odin. Through all the chaos of the smokes, Heretics are behind.
There is no way. Your two defenders, a stationary turret in form of the Odin, revealed. T-Virus missing the opening op shot, has to pull the knives, revealed. Dark covers looked perfectly placed from Heretics, but they can't connect. It looked initially on the approach, as soon as you get the Odin reveal, that was going to be enough to kind of spam through the side of the box. I don't know if we catch that in the replay, but no, we don't. He gets down to 26 HP, this doesn't get finished, and somehow, some way, Lucas inside that dark cover finishes with 3. What a heroic play for Titan.
What an incredible talent Lucas is. Turns 18, joins VCT, and young IGL making the whole difference for Tech. A 180 from day one as Heretics want to make a big finish here. And it's that deep into the site. A kill contract will kidnap one. Woot against Coco. And Woot has pretty much, I think, converted every single kill contract.
Yeah, he's been good. I mean, let's be honest. It's tough to beat an ISO at that type of an advantage with a shield in play. But he has been solid, and Heretics not going to allow that little moment of euphoria for Titan to last all that long. Unless.
No. I was like, wait, how is he moving and aiming when one of his... How many hands does Haodong have? But that's... But Haodong will just keep the gun, especially at 0 credits.
Yeah, it should be enough still for Titan to purchase. Haodong was the only one who was really in some trouble financially, so smart save. Obviously, you don't assume that a 1v4 post plane he's going to give much of an effort to it. So let's tally the resources here.
Okay.
As you've got Hunter's Fury online for Lucas. Nothing else tremendously close upcoming for the next round, but Abo is not out of the picture of potentially earning a late lockdown if that comes through. Rien's Hunter's Fury on the other side. And that's really about it, because the kill contract, the Dimensional Drift had been used in the prior round. So Titan Esports likely the timeout here, just to kind of discuss forward.
Earning the bonus.
Sports Heaven plus the decoy Maybe has Tech leaning a little bit towards A, but here comes that walk down. Nanoswarm placed on the corner will slow this up just a touch. Hunter's Fury for the offense, trying to cut this back. Also the reset coming through for the defense.
Ooh, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a Hunter's Fury perhaps, and good suppression from Tech. But the numbers in Heretic's favor, but Howdong with the big double could convert this for Tech. And the spike is down, and Rians has to reunite with Miniboo's coming through double doors. Droning up to play from safety now.
They know they have spike. That's the big key here. So Heretics have to find a way to sneak on into sight. Good reveal into Howdong deep, but the response for Lucas clears the front side of the site. Now it's just down to Rians.
Oh, Lucas, he's such a hero when you need him the most for Tech. And luck and main character energy on his side, and Rians can't clutch, and Tech live on within now 3 rounds of Heretics.
That was a beautiful small adjustment to how Titan we're going to try to guard on C. You put the Nanoswarm a little bit tighter onto the corner. It doesn't block the entirety of the choke point, but it does stop the offense from getting over towards Garage Link. But more importantly, it's Lucas who waits and responds as soon as Heretics pop their Hunter's Fury. And maybe he didn't find any eliminations, but I'll tell you what, that thing packed a hell of a punch. Further, this is a team that wins, especially with Abo one off of a lockdown. Coco now has a world where he can earn another Rolling Thunder, which could be a huge round-winning ultimate. And if you win this round, if you're Titan, you've broken the bank accounts of Heretics. This is a crucial round in the scheme of things. Howdong staying a little bit longer. Does he step up through the contingency? He does. So this threat at B has been dealt with. And look at the difference in the setup. The Nanoswarm system now set up largely for Garage with a quick play with the Judge for Abo. Meanwhile, Aldrone's going to find a little bit of intel here with a triple stack of defenders for Titan. They are set up perfectly.
Tech are not taking any risks to peek out against Heretics, but you are giving them some space to get in. A teleport from Miniboo, but the smoke that came out isolated that duelist. And Tech just held the crossfire. A has been impossible for Heretics to penetrate. And Tech will not allow them to trade them around.
T-Virus has 9 flippin' lives. He has been revealed for 90% of these offensive hits from Heretics. And it doesn't matter. He's still coming away with 2, at least. Unbelievable, because again, it just starts to look like the setup is good for Heretics. You throw a little bit of a flash in, and then you gate crash onto site if you're Miniboo, but there's a small delay. And I don't know if you caught it, but an aftershock cuts off the choke point. So Heretics can't fully get in, but you have a chance to send a late recon dart into the site, and it does exactly what it's intended to do, but doesn't make a difference. Luke is a cat with 9 lives, and he's used about 7 of them to this point.
My favorite part was the T-Fire's smokes. Oh man, how to break apart the Heretics core is everything. And now a first blood for Tech, but it was a save for Heretics. Is it a fake comeback or not? Believers gotta rise up for China. XLG gone, but Tech is still here.
The only thing you gotta keep your eye on right now is can there be enough noise created for Miniboo to actually utilize this position deep over towards Garage? That makes life a little bit easier because now you know for a fact that Titan's defense is split. Never mind, not anymore, it's not. And if you're Heretics, I think you got to run. You got to burst onto this site knowing that the defense is still a little bit further away, but they're going to take their time. They will get a plant, but Titan will be right behind them trying to play for the 4v3 retake.
At least seeing that drone inspires Heretics pedal to the metal. But no smoke covering heaven.
Yeah.
Gives Tech now the upper hand to get a lockdown and some vision up, and Heretics try to escape.
Yeah, cross your T's, dot your I's here. Don't drop anything here if you're Titan.
Okay, Benji, that was sick, but Tech still had the ults, the weaponry, and carry 3 into the next. So Tech within 1.
That's massive. And I again, it might feel like, you know, throwing a anvil at an already kind of down opponent, but I love the idea of just don't drop anything. Have to convert that round. And so you spend the lockdown, you don't let any crazy sheriff shots defer into a Heretics map point situation, and you're 1 away from a Rolling Thunder. You're close to re-earning the Hunter's Fury. But this time out, the conversation is multifaceted because now all of a sudden off the save, Heretics have a couple of really key ultimates and of course the full purchase. So a small advantage here in terms of what's available coming into this next offensive round.
Both Heretics timeouts coming out in the last 3 rounds to try and kill this momentum from Tech before Heretics killed out of this group. And it's just not obviously what you expected to happen in this series. I mean, this whole day was giving 4-0, and we kind of got 6 mappers, or at least what the setup seemed to be after a 9-3 half.
Oh, they win, especially with offense coming up, but Titan is fighting back and fighting back with some major resistance. Double tap's been popped open here for Heretics, trying to get some early aggression through Sewer. How Dawn. Oh, he breaks the shield and finds the headshot on top of that. Paranoia to cut off the choke point, and Heretics don't even have a chance to get the kill contract in. In this round, may be moot.
How many first bloods from Tech over at this A side? These anchors, just untouchable. You add Coco into the mix. Feels like Heretics have to pivot, but they don't have a lurk. They'd have to re-clear. They'd have to take the time to do so. And Abo is on the flank, but there's trips that'll get in his way. So Heretics have to focus on one thing, and that's to win this round. Work off the info they can, and it's the exchange. But Lucas and Coco do all the work, and it's Boo left to pick up all the pieces and the spike.
Whoa, I don't know if we need that. Yeah, I was gonna say, we got a fault line. I don't think we need to commit the Rolling Thunder for this, but no, it looks like they are gonna just, again, try to get this to an 11-11 count. Boo teleports away safely, wins the first 1v1 with Coco! No, not gonna happen. And it's 11-11, make a wish.
Coco, that was so important. And I wanted him to show up on the breach. When he wasn't as explosive on the Sunset in the BO1, he found the confidence. He's a younger player. As Tech, really the puzzle pieces that have built such a strong core against one of EMEA's best, have the potential to send them out of this bracket. And they're energized 4 in a row. Both Heretics timeouts are out. No more timeouts to figure this out. It's do or die.
Yeah, but you're on a half buy, but dimensional drift kill contract could potentially get yourself an advantage here, because Woot has the hero rifle, has to win the battle though. Oh no! Aba wins the first. Now it's just down to what Heretics can do by flooding onto the site.
Was a 4 versus 4 neural theft for Benji, and the aftershock won't be forcing Heretics back. They're still going to be at the front. Tech think maybe they have space to play with. Coco fragged up close, and Abo at least trades, and he stepped up to the plate. And up next, it's Benji with the stinger. Rians tries to get the objective done, and Tech are going to allow it.
He's going to get the Hunter's Fury off that though, Jen. This could be big if he can get back to C-Long if he wants to try to play for that as a post-plant security tool.
One enemy remaining. They were insecure about Garage. A 2 versus 1. Rians backs away. Lucas has done it again.
Unbelievable composure from Titan. And it just, honestly, we talked about it. Woot has been so good in the kill contract. Hasn't even looked shaky at any given moment in time. And you get the perfect target, you get the killjoy out of the picture. But then for the first time, it gets windy inside the ethereal battleground. And Abo punishes, Titan stay on site. And now all of a sudden, you've got a chance to close this thing out. You've got knives available. You got full weapon purchase. You've got 3 regenerative armors that you're battling up against. Everything's starting to trend in favor of Titan off of now 5 in a row.
Shakiness in the Heretics camp. It's come down to the wire. These 2v2s, and Woot tries to make the space off the wall. The shock bolts.
Doesn't hit the shield.
Now a Hunter's Fury on the offense. The red carpet. It's laid in blood. It's first blood, but Coco double kill. What?
Again, revealed and damage. It doesn't make a damn difference. 3v2. They're gonna reset. Okay. Have to take a breath here. And the thing about it is, you're looking at Boo from the shadows thinking, was there maybe a chance for him to teleport to C? But I don't know if they know that Abo had already gotten onto site at A, so everything has to come to a momentary pause. Cool the jets. Titan gonna hold hands through mid, and they may make contact here, Jen.
And it all comes down to this, and Heretics have to lock in, and with at least the power of friendship, they just gotta focus on also getting this round And the spike planted. And Haodong and Abo, previous teammates from EDG on Tech, looking to make the biggest upset at EWC happen. From underdogs to top dogs, it's
30
Tech
seconds left.
on the other side of a smoke.
Dark cover replaced.
On the other side of the odds as well. That's Heretics. The spike is dropped.
Spike
It's all up to
down, C.
Rians.
Last
Oh,
player
and he gets it.
standing.
Okay, he gets Abo. It's the ultimate showdown. And Haodong, couple seconds left. Around it locks. Heretics. OT.
Wow. What else could you
Switching
possibly
sides.
want out of this map?
Overtime.
And just finally a pop-off moment, and you can just see the sweat off the brow of Team Heretics. A 9-map losing streak on their bread and butter. Have not dropped this map since February. And even that loss was a 13-10. And they've gone through the gauntlet of playing all of Europe's best here on this map. But Titan have something a little bit special. Do what need to be done to get us back to a clean slate here in OT.
Titans were able to play close to EDG at EVO on this map, so this is definitely been the Heretics show when it comes to, like you said, the stats of how well they've done on this map, but this is not how well you do on this map, but how you do and against a completely different environment, against the peaking Titans, but against a Heretics that will not give up.
So now we need to start going back over where the problem spots were for both these two teams, on especially the offensive side. For Titan, not able to execute to the level of what their game plan was starting to amount to. Again, the attempts, the modifications, the adjustments that they were see, we did not see that much, but that spy cam in the tight corner, the trap wire deep onto site would counteract that pretty darn nicely if this is eventually a burst play onto C.
The walk down from Heretics just to sell that fake gets the attention of Tech, but then that Yoru TP's the other side of the map to help support, to just be at the ready for the Tech execute.
What does Haodong want to do with his first dark cover? Do you want to try to throw some force over to A long? See if you can move the defense around a touch. Are you going to save everything? Aldrone sent over towards Garage. And towards B main, simultaneously speaking. Nanostorm in the corner. Do they have the idea that someone's playing close and tight on the door? This could be massive. But no, Aba doesn't predict it. Miniboo will have first blood, and that shuts down the play towards Garage. And now all of a sudden, if you're Tech, you kind of have to go back over to A, where Boo has been seen.
Stealing sight.
Miniboo just wanted to go for the safer play. I thought he was going to maybe think about flashing out if Tech were going to keep trying to hit B. Now it's a paranoia leading Tech into an A hit. The recon gets the attention of Tech. Heretics have limited info. Tech get deeper into sight. This ISO is everything. Woods with a big double. Ria's anchors for Heretics. And it's Lucas against the world. Low HP. A hemorrhaging Heretics that wins it in the end.
The play to the shorty is cojones central. And it nearly works out, but Woot comes up Giga Chad levels. The ISO just resetting the shield, saying so cemented on the site, and clutching up in the final 1v1 where it looked like for a moment Lucas may just get a lineup to win the round right there.
Not
Not through grass yet, and he's playing just inside this dark cover. Haven't seen this before. Wow. Virus gets both. That's before you see the double tap come through. Not able to survive to the follow-up, but job done.
No duelist. The Heretics have any hope after that? And trying to defend B with the limited numbers. How do you pivot out of here when you have to re-clear?
You stay. You've got a spy camp set up to watch Garage. And you've got now one off of 100 Fury for Riens, but you don't have the ability to immediately exit. You need to stay on site here.
That's all they had the option to do.
Here.
Coco's got no fault line yet, but does have both flashes. They're going to wait for that fault line to come through, and if they can combine it with something like a recon dart, it could be massive. Good push out, extends the play, and scales a little bit deeper for this post plant.
Really great effort from Rians. And now he's already cleared the left side. And now from main, the Hunter's Fury to surprise. And the diffuser is killed to deny Tech to go to sunset.
Attackers win.
Oh my goodness. What a deflating finish for Titan. It looked like they had every of results and eliminations. This would be the biggest one we've had yet.
Him and just Deadlock can really cut the heel of a Neon. If you throw the barrier behind, you take away his ability to escape, or even just create such good delay. The importance of Abo, can't speak to it enough.
No. And so with the Neon KO Vice, again, the initiation will look a little bit different for Heretics than it will for Titan, but Lucas will drop first blood. Benji Fishy countered by Abo. Lots of action here at mid as Abo is able to find another right click. Rian shows himself at tiles, dealt with the wide swing by Coco, and quickly we're into a 4v2 in favor of Titan's defense.
That's not good. Have a good dismantle of one of the parts of Heretics. About a 3-2 split. Now still with the blind available for Boo. Soon the smoke goes out. He's not going to take the risk of swinging out, trying to have some good timing, unless he wants to wrap around, but it's all going to depend on if Abo can stop him in his tracks. Either way, the knife thrown from Woot will limit things for Tech, and the paranoia.
It's unfortunate.
To stop that, Coco goes in. And now maybe just to add a distraction, it's a fake and it's Tech wrapping around, and Tech trying to put a smoke in place. And even with the net, with T-Virus leading in, and it's Boo against the world, and Tech finish off what they started with a pistol going their way.
And I love just the early establishment. And again, I don't want to, sell the farm here in round number 1, but Titan showing that they want to battle at mid. Did not see a lot of that yesterday, especially from their defensive side. So that's something that's already new in terms of what they're trying to put into the picture. And to be fair, Titan just didn't have a chance to play much of their defense because, well, they were down 8-4 at the half. Ended up losing 13-6, only winning the guaranteed gun round in the third of the half, and then a follow-up gun round a couple of rounds later. But they didn't really show the commitment to wanting to contest across multiple areas of the map. So that's already something that at least they're trying to mentally establish through that pistol. One-way smoke plus the Prowler just to check things out over towards A. We'll read a little bit of an establishment of pressure, and that may lead towards Coco rotating over so he can be in range for the fault line.
Tech have won every defensive pistol in this series, so.
That's a shout.
And Heretics just trying to read if there's any kind of trap play and what the setups are going to be around Coco. Tech have been, at least off the pistol, very, very deathball-y as you kind of sort of play in that round. But is that going to be the style they go for? I did notice those initiators playing very tight together in the last Sunset encounter, so Mini Boo taking the wrong angle, and he only just gets sneezed at. The fall line is going to force him back nonetheless, and taking the helm is that KO. A lot to watch out for, but Heretics doing a death ball of their own. Smokes in place, but now trapped in the site. I don't know if that's where they want to be, but a lucky right click from Marians, or no, it's actually just shots through the smoke, and Tech to find their way in with a 2-2 split. There's also a lurk from Benji that could be coming up from behind Tech. They gotta get the job done soon. And Lucas steadies his aim, but a big double from Haodong. And this flank from the Vice came in too late from Benji. And Heretics about to convert that anti-eco.
Clean. I think the biggest thing here for Titan is how they try to hold on and contest before the spike can fully get planted. More so, it's not that they stop the plant, it's that they stop a post plant. You don't really get any real deep setups for Heretics behind the site. You can't get back to elbow. You can't get back over to A main. You have to rely on the timing for Benji Fishy, and initially it did look like he was going to get there right in the nick of time. Problem is, he's got a basic pistol. The only real influence of power came off of the Outlaw play. So Heretics just not having the weaponry to survive through the retake. But this bonus is a little bit lighter here for Titan due to the nature of round 2's anti-eco. So advantage coming back forward here for Heretics.
Sonic Sensor could be big for Abo if Heretics do decide to commit to B. Oh my god, you just bring the parade to Mini Boo. Still gets one for his troubles, but
good help.
Now there's amazing help from Heretics to punish that Tech Swarm, and like bees, Tech still sting, and Heretics trade every step of the way.
Yeah, that's really good team help from Heretics, because it did look like Miniboo's timing on that initial peak towards B main was going to get punished. But Titan Esports kind of red dot chasing a little bit on that double chow. Doesn't work out for them. Good supply of support from the cast behind at B main. And the stronger weapons look like they should win. Lucas will have an isolated 1v1 here around the corner. Clean. Doesn't even take any damage. That's going to be a rifle upgrade if he so chooses, which he does. Haunt to clear out the front. Still has a seize. That will go next. Crossfire setup, though, is potent, and Boo will spam through, find the win, and Heretics are on the board.
Only able to keep those 2 rifles, though. But hey, that null command early, or sorry, yeah, null command for Woot, always nice. It's been the teamwork. Especially Abo is having a great performance once again. He's been the top fragger, and we tell the story of just the Sentinel being the best player there for Tech and being able to add that stoppage against the Neon of Miniboo, but it's the cast behind Miniboo that makes Heretics such a threatening team.
Well, and that's the other side of it. You know, we've seen a lot of the adjustments on Sentinels in this map because of the presence of Neon go to Cypher, or Vice for that matter, but the Deadlock provides a different level of, I think, offensive consistency for, again, just making that post plant that much stronger. But it does keep you vulnerable on the first half to things like Miniboo being able to run and go as far as he wants, not being tripped up whatsoever. Because the sensors, as much as they obviously can provide a sort of line in the sand, it really doesn't deter a burst play as much as you might figure. So Heretics in this full gun round going to show some presence at mid. Toss even an extra smoke that will pull the focus of Titans off of A and back in to make sure mid stays safe as the smoke dissipates. A late barrier match is planted. Over towards B main, no command, early earn will be spent over towards market, plus now the fast line to try to get in. Just comes down to Kanabo, hold this crossfire.
Yeah, because that barrier, Heretics can't even play through B main. It's just got to be the front charging in against Tech and the Neon, the breach, it's on the way, and Coco has flashes. But Tech won't be able to prevent the inevitable, and that's the plant. Now the barrier's gone, Heretics can now back play through B main, and the paranoias are huge, but Benji's just better. Playing at a distance, playing safe, and Tech are out of options, out of util, and can't swing together to check both corners. Such a difficult site to retake.
Yeah, and initially, you know, you look at how Titan set themselves up. Paranoia, fast lane, flashpoint, all being spent at the same time. You get into the quick play, you deal with the first blood, but honestly, that's just a really impressive off-screen moment from Benji for the 1v2. Deep on the site, an angle that really requires you to have to hit the head. And he does well to convert onto a huge double kill to keep that post plant safe. Back to a save go Titan Esports now with only Annihilation at the ready. Overdrive is close, and a Bucky in play could provide some fun if you get it into a good spot, but Heretics will have the power of the Outlaw against 3 non-armored players of Titan Esports.
Hate to get brothers confused, but it was like one of the boos were really good with the Outlaw and Icebox. It's been their signature. So brothers will have to work together on opposite sides. Now through the A elbow, just the Bucky, which could enable the overdrive. T-Virus gets lucky. Of course, you have a Prowler that could give him a heads up if Lucas gets a sense. And there is the shot, and Miniboo, the stun to just get him out, and Miniboo does escape.
Yeah, it's fine though. I mean, if you're Titan, it's 60 seconds left on the clock, and you've pushed off the A hit. So not bad in terms of being able to do that with just Sheriffs and a Bucky. But this quick rotation back to market will be uncovered. The knife will stall out Titan a little bit, and okay, Annihilation pulls them back. That's gonna be a free kill and a free weapon on top of that. So now you have a numbers advantage. How do you utilize those numbers to try to break down what'll be a difficult post plant? And Lucas hits another shot backside of the site. There's no exit for Miniboo, and now Titan have weapon upgrades.
Now a Nightfall, but Heretics trying to play together, play for trades, and Rians won't have the space to play the Hunter's Fury. It's just the shots they gotta count, and it's Tech that have numbers and Plot on their side.
T-Virus on a pogo stick says, hey, everyone, look at me. But it starts with the Annihilation behind the play, chasing shadows through market. And it connects onto the last player for Heretics in the convoy. No chance to turn around and deal with it because of the close corner that is able to capture it on. It's a weapon upgrade. You get a little bit of team shots going on the backside of the defensive screens towards B. And then, yeah, T-Virus just does Neon things. Off the top rope. Look at me while my teammates clean you up. Huge round for Titan.
What an Annihilation too. That grabs just like the tail end of that KO. That was funny. Thought he just had barely escaped there. to go forward. Heretics with mid-exploration. Oh, just Mini Boo has been fast. He's been loose and aggressive, but put down like a dog by Coco. And Tech hold their side of the map. And it's Heretics with the Huntress Fury that'll still get Tech dancing. And Boo wins market. And of course, coming through main is that Vice. So Heretics have the site.
Gloves are off here, Jen. This is just a scrap battle. Both teams just throwing their weight around the rink as Coco's able to capitalize on the Rien's isolated mid-map, but trying to get back into this post plan 2v3. No easy task. If you had a Rolling Thunder, maybe there's a chance to break down the post plan at B, but it looks like they're just going to give this one away and maybe play for an exit. I don't know if they have the time to really even commit to even finding more than just Boo on site. Well, we're going to see. There's the reveal plus the fault line. Boo jumping, avoiding the pre-fire, has a bit of help, and oof, that doesn't feel good. Coco's going to get one consolation kill before exiting, and Heretics respond and get us tied at 3.
Just took too much time for Tech to develop, get to that side of the map. Coco, I kind of put a lot of pressure on him to just be contributing to the team in the same way, and he has stepped up huge on the Sunset, having a way better performance, and it's a lot on the initiators to make sure T-Virus and his job is going to be easier, especially against the Sentinels and everything, against one of Europe's best.
This early timeout, I think if you're looking at this from Titan, is I think, can we slow the game down a little bit? As much as you can set up trap plays of your own with the composition you bring to the table, things are getting a little squirrely. And if I think you were to ask them what their choice was of what do you so it's about trying to slow this game down a touch.
Especially when Mini Boo is just running around wherever he wants, and Tech have had good shutdowns against him, and to be steady against such a scary duelist, but Heretics cooking something up to flash in, have Mini Boo make a lot of noise over on the B side, already getting the berry and pulling 4 on the rotate.
That's big value. And again, it is a save round here. It's not the solo rifle for Coco with the Hunter's Fury. You also have the overdrive available for Luke, but Lucas, yeah, is going to get isolated here on an island, so this round should be pretty comfortable unless you find some sort of a hero headshot for Titan, and then maybe you talk about things like that Rolling Thunder coming into play, but Boo going to take the high ground on this post plant, and you also got all of that Vice setup at the choke at mid, so this just doesn't feel good if you're Titan. Here's your try. No, I don't like that.
And Coco ideally just pretends he doesn't see anything. Backs away slowly towards the other side of the map to keep that rifle. Yeah, that's awfully nice.
That's a weird call right there for me. T-Virus just on sprint tries to pull the overdrive before they even get a tally on what's on site. And they had tools that could have at least blocked a couple of line of sights or at least flashed an angle early. With Coco holding onto a flash point, it just felt a little disjointed there, because I think ideally, if you can, again, create some space on the front side of the site to get into it and try to contest the post plant, then you have the chance if the overdrive gets into play to try to combine that with the Rolling Thunder, but not the case. It comes out empty for Titan.
Oh, both
I don't know
timeouts?
if that's real. I don't know if that's real.
Okay. We'll see. I was going to say, damn, we're really just calling 911 here, but I mean, post first timeout at least, Tech just couldn't find the solution. They really got baited, but it wasn't the best buy, of course. So now we can really take them seriously and what they could cook up against the Rolling Thunder and use that to retake, because it's been really difficult to get back into B once you give it up to Heretics.
Yeah, it's really difficult for both sides at the moment. I mean, again, there's a level of Titan have allowed these quick action first blood engagements to happen up until now. So there's a level of it becomes difficult to retake if you're playing 4v5 or 3v4, whatever it happens to be, where you're down a man and you're trying to retake with largely what is just either the fade or the breach based on where they've been positioned off the barriers. Mostly looking at Lucas, who's dropped as first death a couple of different times, it feels like. But different approach here for Heretics, looking to kind of extend through mid. Haunt comes out just to make sure that stays safe. Rolling Thunder here, Paranoia with that. Fault line, well, I was going to say, is also spent as a part of that, but there's no real follow-up engagement. Another head-scratcher in terms of Titan's commitment on that.
There's some kind of suppression that didn't allow Tech to confidently swing and get eyes on mid, so yeah, really big waste from Coco when I thought you would have just had that as a last resort for a retake once Heretics eventually get in. That's the one tap. Wow.
Yeah.
Powdong deleted.
Yeah, the sensor doing what it does best, but now the Razor Vine, or the Steel Garden rather, is out. Abo's going to be off of his rifle, trying to stay alive as long as possible. With a quick hit through mid. Luke on the quick pinch through market. Has created something, but yeah, there you go. You scale deep here. That Steel Garden still in play. Rien's, Woot, getting the job done. All down to Lucas, who, well, may have to just get out of here, but Heretics have the crossfire setup, get the final kill, and now go up 5-3 with some financial choices to happen in this next round for Titan.
Abo was also kind of hidden behind that pillar, and I thought could have reacted to Rian's there. Not that that would have just made the whole difference, but man, Heretics are frying right now.
Yeah,
just the one tap, that was really nice. You got a Rolling Thunder out of the picture. That's a huge silver lining for...
I still don't get that.
You will have shift displeased.
Quite.
Quite.
I mean, like, I understand that there's a way that like you can follow up off of that, but I just, okay, hold on a second. You've got a quick play, trap play here for T-Virus Luke. That works out nicely with the grab net over the top of B. And that's a little bit more like it in terms of kind of establishing an early first contact on your terms.
Now imagine if that had a Rolling Thunder first, but
well,
I still think something spat back at Tech when that Rolling Thunder happened. Didn't get good vision on that, but we haven't seen T-Virus really activate like that. It's very mini-boo-esque.
No, yeah, you're right. We haven't. And that includes, you know, again, reflecting on yesterday, we didn't see that level of proactivity even when they were on the offensive side. So it's a little bit refreshing to see that come through. But you have a wide open A site now. From the shadows will reinforce the play. And of course, Miniboo can just hit the high gear and sprint over if they so choose. So again, everything's setting up for Team Heretics' advantage in this 4v5 post plan.
Looks like they're still going to try and get some work done with Abo having that hero Vandal. 2 at the front. Boo, no paranoia. But Rians with drone and shocks. But with the one way, they'll play off of that until they don't need to. Fall back into elbow.
Not ready yet.
It's Miniboo lurking around. He'll come up from behind Tech here any second, and a clean round, clean Valorant out of Heretics.
Yep. And now we need to see Titan off of that prior timeout give us something to work with, because again, like outside of the one Annihilation catch that we had from a couple of rounds ago, this defense has not looked good. Pistol and an anti-eco, and then Annihilation that saved a round. That's been it. That's not good enough. Especially considering that we know that their offensive side struggled against RRQ.
Been better showing all around. A close series. Marathon, but in the eyes of Miniboo, it's also a sprint. The fastest Neon in the West.
We're in the East.
Sure.
Depending on how your perspective.
The Middle East, I guess.
Yeah.
Heretics doubling the score from Tech. We're so hilarious.
We're dumb.
We are. Trying to sound smart right now, though, but Coco still has fault line, but not as many trap plays as I expected out of Tech.
I mean, like, the problem with it is, like, you're, in a certain way, like, you are kind of mirror matched in the ability to trap play on the other side because of things like paranoia, push-ups with smokes or flashes, whatever it happens to be for Heretics. So, like, you just, that was kind of like the first 5 rounds was a lot of that, of like both teams trying to establish that, hey, we're the ones playing aggressive, you have to play more reactive. And for Tech, oh, this is one of those moments that better collapse. Oh. And it does. And it does. And it does.
Oh.
For Tech, oh, this is one of those moments that better collapse. Oh. And it does. And it does. And it does.
Spike down A.
That's Lucas to you.
Go, go, go.
I didn't think he had it in him. He's lazy. He's a laser today. And the ace opportunity, and he does it.
Big.
I did all the work.
Now you've got the Nightfall back into play. That gives you the opportunity to get this thing to hopefully, if you're a Tech fan, a 6-6 count. Problem is, Heretics have built up their coffers so much that they can afford for pretty much eternity, at least on this half. They're going to be fine for the next 2 rounds. They also have a couple of key ultimates that are going to be coming up in the following 2 rounds, maybe even in this next one. But Lucas's ace here gets him right back onto a Nightfall. Gives you the opportunity to play more reactionary if you want to. Use that as a chance to kind of break down the post plant.
Out of your seat. And he's just 18. Imagine the career ahead of him. Generational talent. Now the Nightfall from Tech to early suppress. A elbow, some safety from Heretics. Can't hear, but you can see the dub if you're Heretics, and it's the Hunter's Fury. Causes some obstacles from Tech, but a null command added into the mix. A lot invested from Heretics, given now the sight, but T-Virus looms around the corner, and his rifle is shown, and his death is exposed, and Heretics another clean, and this time flawless round.
Flawless with an asterisk because you had to like reboot Woot.
Last round in
Okay, if you want to get technical with it.
You know,
okay.
another though, like, look, color commentary is not my main role, but if you were to have told me that we're gonna throw a Nightfall in with only one other member defensively nearby to try to stop Heretics with a null command, I would say that's not worth. Like, instead of waiting for your Neon to get back into the picture, have a chance to use that as a way for them to track down kills while they're, you know, again, nerfed from audio. It just feels like, again, the execution on Tech is a little bit scattery. It's a little bit panicky.
Yeah.
Of, what's happening? We got this is trouble. Got to throw the ult. It's just not working out. So now you've got a little bit of a limited buy here for Luke, as Titan have an Annihilation to play with and maybe an Overdrive if Luke can find a couple of kills.
Yeah, very panicky. That's the key word. I thought even from the Rolling Thunder to the Nightfall, you would have just really liked those for the retake and just go for the
or like a contest on the spike plant, like not on like as the execute's starting, especially with the Rolling Thunder at mid and the Nightfall through elbow. It just, you know, those are huge stall ultimates at, you know, worst if you're trying to use them before a spike plant comes through, and it's just neither were used in such fashion.
Now Mini Boo is lurking. Abo just ace potential as he nets and does not want to go fishing. Delay, the stoppage created from the barrier to the net. It's going to get Lucas running and getting his steps in to go and help. Still Mini Boo causing a ruckus, trying to get everyone's attention in mid.
30 seconds left.
Oof. Annihilation countered by the knife. No, doesn't actually.
Oh, the angle.
They should be able to clear that though. The cocoon does come back in. Yep, good pinch for Rienz. Picture perfect. Again, it just feels desperate for Titan. That one is kind of a forced issue because you're stuck on site, but you do have a long play from Luke. It's the problem is he's got a stinger.
I didn't like Avo just still being in the middle of the site, and I still wish he played back safer. That's just my style over what Avo likes, so.
Go, go, go!
Could be a weapon collection here. Instead, how about you run forward? That will work. Woot able to try out one though. Aftershock clearing the space. A chance here for Luke to try to flood through the fast lane, but Heretics come up big with a couple of collected headshots and an 8-4 half as Heretics primed and ready to try to get into tomorrow.
Tech are trying to find the right tempo and the right timing from Lucas checking out mid, but it's Heretics getting to double digits, ever so closer to trying to get out of their group. This is elimination, so they'd still have to play another match, but sort of exposes the cracks in the armor of Heretics, who were, I think, a big favorite, obviously, to get out of their groups.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
How are they going to look in top 8 when a team like this exposes them like this?
The other side of this, and you know, part of the question and conversation that Titan are going to have is not just about improving from yesterday, but how do they want to play into a Vice, which is something they did not face yesterday either. And again, like you look at what is a very standard approach towards playing things like Neon, Breach, Fade, but you need to also know where the shear is. You need to have an idea of where those Razor Vines could be, because that is a way of obviously stalling out the Neon from scaling deep into sight. So it's a lot of figuring out to do and not a lot of time to do it. So 10-4 pistol in the follow-up, pretty much perfect from Heretics. And a must-win round here for Titan, otherwise they're in force buy mode.
And it's crunch time. And Heretics, they only scale up from here, and when the pressure is on to try and match their speed, very hard to execute. And we've seen obviously the Neon from T-Virus before, but I've liked his Jet a lot more when he can cover himself and be more selfish in that regard and kind of be more solo. But Neon going up against what looks like a mini boost signature, it's been tough for T-Virus to keep up with. And this is a must-win, which is where the economy is at, as you mentioned, and kind of playing things as slow as you can.
Yeah, just covering your bases here, Prowler, just to make sure you can walk in to B main. Arc Rose right on top of the site. Razorvine, you see it planted in the corner. Haunt, smoke, comes through. This would be where you would look for something like, yeah, is the shear here? And that'll be enough for Titan to grab the orb and just get out and reset.
Yeah, building up for the long game. It's just going to be a long-term project for Tech. And it's Heretics that were able to take that overtime in stride and kind of accept what happened and just get back to the peak form and a scoreline that I honestly thought we were going to see on the previous map, considering the previous stats. But now Tech, this is do or die, and it is T-Virus that just dies. Blue holds the corner, and T-Virus just can't lock in when he's not just that fast.
Where's the flash? Like, Coco hadn't even set up his flash yet for that poke. It just, they out-trade it, thankfully. But again, it's like Coco's got both flashes available, and we're trying to shell a tight corner without giving ourselves a bit of separation. The chance to scale a little bit deeper here for Lucas. This would be huge if he can find the pick onto Rien. Sees the dart, easy follow-up, plus a follow on that to Woot. Now it just comes down to finding Benji Fishy. And that might be easier said than done, 1v1.
Oh, Coco has to lock in and ended better than it started, and he does a better swing for Benji. Could notice, and it's Tech still in it, and it's that must-win rifle round that we talked about, but still need to repurchase a lot of it.
Yep, that's the key. That was a potent bonus out of Team Heretics. They'll be fine to at least get a couple and most of their rifles online, but light armors aren't going to feel good, especially with Abo having to play off of a Guardian. And honestly, it's just one of those situations, again, where it's like if you're Titan, how do you want to try to make sure that, like, Heretics are tested and stretch and not just getting away with murder on the outsides of the map? And you can see, again, Heretics just walk up past this one way. Are there any toes showing? No, not quite. Abo stays safe. He does have a sensor in the way to keep that flank relatively safe. Good reveal off the knife in towards B main, where the Vice Wall is here this round. It was not here last time around, so we'll see if T-Virus continues to use a smoke to try to see if he can clear that front passageway.
See if this Vice can withstand Tekken. Okay. T-Virus is just not getting any luck and any headway, and Tech will have to do it without a duelist this time, and they'll have the Nightfall if they really think they're facing a challenge, but they already have Haodong inserted. The wall comes up, and there's isolations, and Tech trying to get a peek over, but all they see is death. This sniper is a hunter. Rian's the one who saved Haven. Saves the site here for Heretics.
Last player.
A pick there could have maybe led to an annihilation and maybe a lifeline in the round. Paranoia comes up a bit short. Coco, good for 2, but nothing more. A difficult 1v4 situation. And another moment that, again, I know it's not at full value there for Titan, but the Vice Wall doesn't fully get scouted out. You commit through it, and you see what happens afterwards. You lose your controllers out of the play. And it just allows a free line of sight for the sniper.
Out of this group.
Here we go. 4 spy area. Stingers, 1 Phantom. Rolling Thunder, Nightfall, Annihilation. Key ultimates available here for Titan. Overdrive, Steel Garden, the only things that could potentially be earned here with a Hunter's Fury also kind of one away if you're Heretics. So we'll see. How does Tech want to try to get the advantage with those ults? And here we go. They're going to try to go right on into it. Razorvine blocking the way for now at Market. Good double peek coming through, and this Heretics are cleaning up.
Wow, really good cohesion from Team Heretics to just surround mid absolutely wiped the floor with Tech. At least some stragglers went through B main, and we'll get a plant going, but at what cost? You're looking at match point very soon for Heretics, and after forcing OT, you hate to see Tech go out that way, but it's a Heretics that just keep punching higher and higher, that have reached that ceiling and can climb even higher, and Mini Boost even bringing out the ult to clean up the round.
Yep, this one is out of reach right now, it feels like, for Titan based on what we've seen. Again, 3 of the 5 rounds are pistol and anti-eco, and then an annihilation catch.
Match point. They look tough.
It's just not been enough. So after that first forced purchase in the last round, the money's not going to be great here either. Nightfall's all that's really available. Hunter Sphere on the other side ready to go. And there's not been a single moment that Titan have made Heretics even remotely sweat on this half.
I'll show them.
I don't even know if Heretics are about to use a timeout yet. I mean,
I don't think they have, no.
So whatever Tech hook up, a miracle. Heretics will have a game plan and a response as they do. 2-1-2 setup on the defense for Heretics. And I think Tech should rethink how mid went, or how they want to do mid after what happened last round, as much as you want to forget it.
Face your
Running system, Nightfall through the left, and a reaction from Tech through, or the Heretics through top mid.
Yep.
But it's a good exchange. Woot gets 2. And Tech live on with especially Sheriffs and a Stinger. Did what they can to shoot back against Heretics.
Gotta get a weapon here. Well, it's going to be a rotate back over for Planet A, but another moment where the Nightfall is used to hit at market. You don't have anything blocking the line of sight at mid, and Heretics are like, all right, you want a Nightfall market, we'll just run that guy away and double peek you at mid. Barrier mesh destroyed, so it's going to be a 3v2. Sheriff and a Stinger, last hopes for Titan.
And it's Tech. They really depend on Coco anchoring this, and Haodong, who is smoked off, and he's gonna swing out. There's Suri in front, and Coco has to work with them for trades, and Haodong muscles 2 with Coco as well. And at 20 HP, Tech still remain here.
Long road in front of them, though. At least they can full purchase, so you can, again, try to dig into the playbook again. But so far, the executions have been not as convincing as you'd like to see to try to build the patterns of how do Titan get another, 6 rounds in a row to get to an OT. Hunter's Fury null command at the ready as well, just to make matters a bit worse, plus a couple of light armors are all that can be purchased for Titan's offense. Knife reveals a couple. Dark cover comes out for the one-way, and once again, Heretics kind of freely win that A-long position. And that will allow Woot to rotate over, where the null command can find tremendous amounts of value if there's another hit towards market. The Vice Wall keeps you focused purely on market, and do we have a flash behind us? There's the Razor Vine. Is there a double swing here? Sure is. And again, where's the follow-up for the support with the flash? It's just not there.
Tech keep trying this mid approach, and it's been really hairy. They're just hoping have a better reaction, because you don't have a Cypher, you don't have as much of a flank watch, or at least you really have to dedicate a whole person to it, and Lucas finds that out the hard way when Miniboo scaled up through A main. Now a wrap through the backside, and look, Heretics are in position to clap back against this, and it's Coco against 4, and Europe simply too strong, and Heretics remain in the group, and we say goodbye to the Titans.
Tight throughout maybe some of the moments that you would expect Heretics to be dominant, especially look back to map number 2, but you know, I think the thing about that map is there's a lot of individual moments that I think
all the way home, but in the same